It is time for Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Sean Anderson for Ponca City Public Schools. And on this edition of Coach's Corner, we're going to be speaking with Wendy Landis, the Pohai head coach, the cross-country team. And first, we're going to talk with the head coach of your Pohai Wildcat football team, Coach Scott Harmon. And Coach, thanks for being with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Sean.
You took our Wildcats over to Choctaw. They were facing a team ranked 6th in 6A. They're right up there in the rankings. Tough team. Final score, not a win, but that 20-14 score really shows a lot of wonderful things. To you as a head coach, what did that show you?
Probably our best overall game so far this year, offensively, defensively, special teams. So it was a good performance. You know, we always want to come out on the winning end, but there are several things that you can kind of look to from this performance and build off of for the second half of the season.
Yeah, the game, it was close. The Wildcats stayed in there. Individual players that really stepped it up during that contest that you could see dramatic improvement. Can you name some names for us?
Well, defensively, you probably need to start with Devin Zimmershed. He had 15 tackles, I think, but one for a loss, another interception. Just does a great job in the flat for us. Need to mention James Godfrey. James put great pressure on the quarterback most of the night and had another couple of sacks. I believe he's up around 8 or 9 for the season, so having a very productive season. Spencer Ball tackled real well out of the corner slot, and out of the other corner slot, Tyson Dewberry had another couple of picks. So very solid evening out of the defense. And then on the offensive side of the ball, you got to look at Nate Harbison, who was very efficient passing the ball. He was 7 for 11. Another good night rushing out of our young 2 tailbacks / athletes with Blake Bristow and Cam Jackson. And then, of course, our offensive line did a real good job of moving the chains a little bit. So lots of good performances that we can build off of.
Yeah, well, our Wildcats are now 1-3 on the season, heading into homecoming. Putnam City West coming to town. They have not logged a win on the season yet. What do you know about Putnam City West?
You know, they've had some issues with the COVID for sure. They've had a couple of cancellations, and I really believe they're just now getting really back into school for a little bit. So, you know, everybody's fighting those same issues. I believe we're down 13 or 14 kids off our original roster this week. You know, we got a couple more back. So it's just a continually evolving situation. I know they've got a pretty good little tailback. They've got some athletes running around there. So we'll still need to play really well at home to get a W and kind of get to 2-3 and back in the race for, a district top half finish.
Yeah. Now with COVID, of course, and all of the precautions, the homecoming festivities, moving to a virtual presentation. And a lot of the things, including the parade Thursday night, will be a drive-by, lessen the distractions.
Yeah, homecoming always has a lot of different things. We'll do the school stuff with us, on the evenings and Thursday nights, but it's pretty much a regular week of preparation for the actual game time stuff that goes on that we really deal with a lot more than the extracurricular homecoming festivities that the student council and the student body works with.
Yeah, Coach Scott Harmon, this edition of Coach's Corner. Players, they're working hard, and I know everybody is dealing with extra precautions and opportunities to get into the weight room. I know that it has really affected in the weight room. How has all the precautions, how has it affected, how does it continue to affect your team ready and doing what you have to do on top of everything else you have to do to have your team ready?
Well, everybody's kind of dealing with the similar issues, but we do, we're down 14 this week. We were down 17 last week. You'll get a couple in and you'll lose a couple. So it's really just the constant interchanging of athletes and switching around who's available. A lot of switching on special teams. Coach Max being, wearing his eraser out on his pencil because we'll make, almost daily changes to special teams with some of our backups and some of our depth issues. So it's the same everywhere. We're not going to make any excuses. We want to be safe and do those type of things, but we're also really trying really hard to get the second half of our season in and do what we need to do to have a productive football season.
Yeah, Coach Scott Harmon on Coach's Corner. Coach, thanks for being with us.
I appreciate it, Sean. Thank you.
Wendy Landis will be on our next segment of Coach's Corner. She's the head coach of the Pohai cross country team. That's coming up in the next segment right here on Coach's Corner. Thanks for watching.